Crawford jumping up 2 weight classes? Fight Canelo, who's a natural light heavyweight? Crawford, who couldn't push back Madrimov? Life and death with Madrimov. What do you think Canelo's gonna do to him? Run him out of the ring!
Oscar de la Hoya's recent change of heart has ignited intense debate just months before one of the most anticipated fights in recent boxing history. In a recent interview, de la Hoya admitted that although he initially predicted Crawford would beat Canelo, he now believes such an outcome to be nearly impossible. Meanwhile, Crawford himself has dismissed de la Hoya's prediction, confidently asserting that he will win easily.
Canelo, and he fights 168 plus, so I don't see me and him fighting, so.
What's the highest you could fight at, realistically?
I would say 154, realistically.
154.
Yeah.
So,
them boys get big. Them boys get big. I'm not a person to, too long horn.
Initially, de la Hoya was firmly in Crawford's corner, confidently stating that Crawford would emerge victorious, claiming he could beat Canelo anytime. He described Crawford as more than just a small fighter moving up in weight, calling him a naturally big athlete capable of competing at 168 pounds if he chose. This was a strong endorsement of Crawford's adaptability, strength, and ring IQ. However, in a sudden reversal, de la Hoya now claims the fight is a mismatch in Canelo's favor, downplaying Crawford's threat and suggesting the fight is almost a no contest.
The main card, it will be 4 fights. We will have Canelo Crawford and the co-main event and 2 fights. One of them is Gerald and Miller. We finish it. Then there is another card start earlier for free for everywhere. We are thinking to put around from 6 to 10 fights for Canelo.
Crawford was quick to respond to de la Hoya's about-face. Calm but pointed, Crawford called out de la Hoya's inconsistency, 1 minute praising Canelo, the next dismissing him. The fight, scheduled for September 13th, is more than just a top-tier bout, it has historic implications. If Crawford defeats Canelo and becomes undisputed in a 3rd weight class, it would be a first in men's boxing history. Such an achievement would cement Crawford's legacy, elevating him to a rarefied level few fighters reach. Despite his accomplishments, skepticism remains, especially regarding his resume.
Only first 2 times undisputed champion of the world. First 3 times.
Eddie Hearn expressed concerns about Crawford's lack of high-profile wins against prime opponents. While acknowledging Crawford's greatness, Hearn pointed out that Crawford's best victories, such as against Ricky Burns, pale in comparison to the resumes of Canelo's top foes. Even Crawford's wins over Kell Brook, Amir Khan, and Errol Spence Jr. are viewed with caveats, as many consider Brook and Khan to be fated fighters at the time, and Spence had questions about his long layoff after a car accident.
Canelo couldn't knock out Charlo. Or you really think that he's gonna knock out Crawford? I would pick Terence Crawford to beat a Canelo Alvarez, even at 168. Everybody can call me crazy, whatever you want to say. I get it. Y'all didn't believe me when I told you about Spence? Trust me, Crawford will figure out a way. I know a secret y'all don't know, and I ain't gonna tell you why I would pick Terence Crawford, but it's part of the secret, is the reason why I'm picking him to win the fight.
On the other side, Canelo's resume is packed with notable names: Floyd Mayweather, Gennady Golovkin, Sergey Kovalev, Miguel Cotto, and Caleb Plant, among others. He has fought across weight classes, chasing belts and legacy. While some of his wins came with controversy or under specific circumstances, Canelo's consistent willingness to face top-tier competition is why figures like De La Hoya and Hearn believe the odds favor him. Canelo isn't just bigger, he's seasoned in the biggest moments against elite opponents.
I said before, he's a great fighter. But if you look at his career, mention one elite fighter. Just mention me one elite fighter.
So Poster wasn't elite?
Despite the perceived size advantage, many fans see Crawford's technical skills as the great equalizer. His footwork, ring generalship, ability to switch stances, and exceptional timing make him one of the most dangerous fighters today. Against Spence, Crawford didn't just win, he dominated, showcasing patience, accuracy, and composure. The challenge of moving up to super middleweight is real, but stylistically, Crawford's ability to neutralize size and avoid hits could turn the fight in his favor based on skill and intelligence.
Do you think this fight does more for your career than fighting David Benavidez?
You can see the career of Terence Crawford of Benavidez. Terence Crawford was undisputed champion in 2 weight classes, many championship fights. So he bring me something to the table.
Oscar de la Hoya's recent support for Canelo has sparked speculation. Some believe his shift might be influenced by promotional politics or a recalibration of risk. De la Hoya has had a complicated history with Canelo, especially after their split and public fallout. With the Saudi boxing resurgence altering the sport's power structure, old tensions seem to be softening, especially with influential figures like Turki Al-Sheikh, the Saudi advisor, working to unite promotional players for major events.
It's cool. Well,
Is there a champion?
I'm going to fight another.
There is a
fighter
champion,
in September.
good fighters, but elite fighters, he's different. Wait.
So I'm going to fight an elite fighter in September.
Yeah, okay.
Then
we want to find out.
We're going to find out.
And don't get me wrong, you're a great fighter.
I know I'm great.
You're a great fighter, but you're gonna find out. I hope your uncle Turki Al-Sheikh pay you enough money because he's gonna be the last. That's
It
for
may
sure.
be. It may be. Maybe.
I hope he pay you enough.
But you know, after fighters fight me, they never the same. So
Al-Sheikh's involvement in orchestrating the Canelo vs. Crawford fight is significant. He reportedly met with Crawford before the announcement, and Crawford revealed this might be his final fight, considering retirement afterward. This adds emotional gravity, as Crawford's team didn't demand a rematch clause. The fight may serve as a career-defining moment, either cementing his legacy or ending in heartbreak. Crawford appears to be walking into this bout with deliberate intent to finish on top.
Everything is on Terence Crawford's side, all the legacy, meaning he only has the opportunity to win the belts. Saul only has an opportunity to defend them. Terence Crawford has an opportunity to be in a 5 division and the only person to win all 4 belts in 3 separate weight divisions. Why is Saul taking this fight? And I'm going to tell you why. Because there's some things in life more important than just the belts. And that 20-year career that Terence Crawford made, that all that he has is very valuable. Very, very valuable. He had 1 foot out the gate.
The bout also features a financial element that could influence the fighter's approach. Al-Sheikh mentioned knockout bonuses being at stake, not only for this fight but for future bouts. Borrowed from MMA and gaming culture, these incentives could push fighters to be more aggressive. Crawford, known for his high knockout rate, may find this motivating. Conversely, Canelo, a power puncher with a granite chin, might push for an early knockout to test Crawford's ability to absorb punishment at 168 pounds.
You need to put a small ring, the smaller ring in the...
the only, hey Matt. Yeah. The only running that I'm gonna be doing is running upside his head, and I can assure you that. Fact. And he got a big head too.
Carl Froch offered his perspective, emphasizing Crawford's underrated size and ability to adapt. In an interview with Foot Italia, Froch suggested Crawford is bigger than many believe, possibly even growing into the weight class. He expressed confidence that Crawford's versatility and skill set could give him the edge, and he personally would favor Crawford to beat Canelo, highlighting Crawford's talent and adaptability.
Would be a disappointment if this did normal boxing numbers, you know, and let's be real, you know what Jake Paul is gonna say. He already shitted on this fight. Don't let the numbers not come anywhere close to his numbers with Tyson, and it's gonna be all bad. Would it even matter if Bud and Canelo didn't do the numbers of Jake and Tyson? Or is that an indictment on the sport that, it's just showing what our fan base prefers, right?
Froch's confidence was rooted in Crawford's talent and mindset. As a former world champion who fought top names like Andre Ward and George Groves, Froch's endorsement carries weight. He stressed Crawford's skills, versatility, and mental toughness, suggesting that the current version of Canelo might not have enough to deal with Crawford's skill set.
The others say, like, no, that's 2 more weight classes. Like, once he gets touched by Canelo, it's going to be different.
I am concerned about him absorbing a Canelo punch, especially through the course of 12 rounds. We do know this about Canelo. He's going to slow down, you know, so I think if anything, Canelo would try to start fast and bang on him and break him down before he gets later, and he's still got that kind of steam. But, you know, there's so many components that make a champion. There's so many components that make a great, a legend. It's just so much to go in.
Froch also pointed out signs of decline in Canelo's recent performances. He observed that Canelo looked less sharp and hungry in his last fight, hinting that the Mexican superstar might be coasting rather than competing at full intensity. Froch speculated that Canelo's motivation could be waning, especially after securing his legacy and earning substantial earnings, leading to a possible decline in performance.
He hopes you don't run. And Turkey has a knockout bonus in this fight. And there seems to be something out there like the way for you to win this fight is to move. Is that true?
Listen.
Turkey, you need to put a small ring. A small ring, the smaller ring in the...
Froch reiterated that after over 60 fights and a lucrative career, Canelo might question why he continues fighting. In Froch's view, the upcoming super fight with Crawford presents a risk that Canelo might not be willing to take, given his financial security and legacy already established. The fight could be a pivotal moment for both fighters' careers.
I'm going with Terence Crawford. You know, big weight jump, a dangerous fight, but somebody's got to prove to me that they can break Terence Crawford's will and that he can't figure it out against you. You know, it ain't no disrespect toward Canelo, but I've said this the last couple of years. I have not been against Terence Crawford against nobody right now. You got to show me that you can beat.
Despite acknowledging Canelo's greatness, Froch warned that the outcome could go either way. He praised Crawford's toughness, skill, and mental strength, but also recognized Canelo as a seasoned fighter who understands the game inside out. Froch's balanced view underlined the high stakes and unpredictability of the bout.
And here's the thing. A lot of people don't understand what Terence Crawford's, what a big part of his #1 asset is. Do you know he has a 74-inch reach? Floyd Mayweather has a 73-inch reach. Okay? They're able to reach their opponents much easier than other fighters. Their arms are extremely long. This is why Terence Crawford, in my opinion, is
Teddy Atlas also weighed in, emphasizing Crawford's unique qualities. While Canelo has an impressive resume, Atlas believes Crawford possesses a rare kind of greatness and intangible that cannot be measured solely by wins. He pointed out that despite criticisms of Crawford's limited resume, his mental and tactical qualities set him apart.
To be honest with you, like, when I talk to Bud, kind of like he convinces me that he's going to win the fight because he's such a believer in his own ability and he's very convincing. And then you see the presser yesterday and I thought Canelo looked really well. Do you know what I mean? Obviously he's a big lump, so I was always Canelo, then I sort of leant towards Bud, but now I'm back with Canelo. So.
Atlas questioned whether Canelo is truly untouchable, suggesting he might be slightly overrated. He highlighted Crawford's physical strength and inner desire, which he believes are vital components of greatness. Atlas stressed that Crawford's determination and mindset could be decisive, warning not to underestimate his will to win.
The only thing I see that I favor Canelo is that, you know, is his weight.
Yeah.
And that he's more bigger. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing. But as far as skill set wise, IQ, I feel like Crawford can match anybody and probably do way better. You know what I'm saying? But you know, Crawford is a legend, bro.
Yeah.
You know, and like I said, you can't.
Sergio Mora offered a nuanced view, noting that the old boxing adage about big men beating smaller men doesn't apply as straightforwardly here. Canelo's recent struggles suggest that age, wear and tear, and current form matter more than size alone. Mora pointed out that Canelo has lost a step after a long career, which could level the playing field.
I don't have to have enough power to hurt him. I just gotta beat him. That's it. If he slip up, then, you know, he will get hurt.
Time to go to work.
Interestingly, Mora observed that Crawford, even though technically older on paper, might be physically fresher. He noted Crawford's intelligent bulking and physical development, making him look bigger and more formidable than Canelo. Morris suggested Crawford's new physical conditioning is a strategic move for this challenge.
Because what all these streamers and these other YouTube guys, they didn't turn boxing into it's like a comedian show. It's just putting anybody in the ring. So Crawford and Canelo, good thing that fight is coming because it's trying to put some kind of legitimacy back to boxing. Did you ever think a few years ago you would see a chart?
Regarding how he sees the fight unfolding, Mora predicted it would go to a decision, with Canelo likely to leave with some bruises but ultimately victorious. While he credited Crawford for his ability to cause damage, Mora's view was that Canelo would do enough to win on points, though the fight would be tough and combative.
What's a smart bet on Crawford-Canelo? Canelo by knockout or Canelo by decision?
Crawford by decision. You have to bet?
Yes.
I think Canelo by decision. I've always been saying, I think Canelo at the end, obviously his strength, his weight, finally takes over.
Finally, Andre Ward expressed unwavering confidence in Crawford. He emphasized that solving Crawford's puzzle is a significant challenge, one that few have managed. Ward made it clear that he wouldn't bet against Crawford, citing his mental toughness and tactical intelligence as key factors. He stressed that Crawford's greatness isn't solely about accolades but about his ability to adapt and overcome opponents.